How y'all doing? Welcome to the podcast. Welcome back. Today we have a new member with us.
Yo.
Potential member of that.
What's up, guys?
Potential member up for the candidate
Yes, sir.
the council. Yeah,
First,
Daniel.
can you state your name and social security number, please?
Okay, Daniel Johnson, 204.
All right.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
We can figure out the rest from there.
Yeah. But why did you join the Comms Coalition? Aka the PopCult now.
Honestly, first of all, I'm wearing a Miles Morales jacket. I feel like that should say quite a bit. But honestly, enough. As much as I love Marvel, superheroes in general, DC, everything, it's nice to have like people to like talk.
You're laughing because you keep hitting the table.
I'm sorry, bro. I
This
know.
man is gonna have an aneurysm.
I know. I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. It's because I know everybody in this group, and then like I was high key offended when they didn't invite me into the podcast. But then I realized Asher told me he already invited me, but I didn't think they were actually doing it. So
Yeah, last year I was like,
Yeah,
you need to
yeah.
talk to Nate and Mike about it. He
we
was
don't
like,
need to
"Okay,
tell
I
the whole
will."
world.
No, that's what we do here. We definitely expose each other.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, wow.
well, I'll wait till you're finished with your exposition.
Oh yeah, no. I basically just
definitely
love everything superheroes, geek culture, what people call geek culture. So
Yeah,
yeah.
this is the PopCult podcast, so.
If y'all didn't hear that, was
No,
the voice crack.
let me. I need to intentionally do that.
You really?
This is the PopCult podcast. This is what we discuss here.
Yeah.
We don't discuss that. I don't know what you just.
Yeah. We don't discuss voice cracks, bro.
No, I mean like pop culture stuff. Like,
So let's get into it. Why are we here?
Yeah. What are we doing today?
What are we doing today? You know what? We're doing a general discussion. Do you know why? Why is that, Colin?
Because my
His takes
brain-
were L's.
My brain was genuinely just making the worst ideas I've ever had in my life. Like I was just like thinking, right, and I wasn't. You know.
Yeah.
So like.
Like, bro, your brain is like, you know how everybody says like it has two sides, like it kind of looks like a butt. Like yours is literally a butt crack, and every time it speaks, it's like it's farting.
Shit, yeah.
That's crazy because he had no idea what your takes were, and he's just saying that off of it. That's wild.
you're right. Actually, he did.
He does not
Oh yeah, no,
have a single idea
I just
that
came
you
here to like.
I'm gonna show him.
I feel like that's kind of like a fourth wall break.
Bro, most of
Like
these- most
already
of my
mentioning the podcast
Half of
within the
my
podcast.
ideas weren't even that bad. The other half were ass. I'll admit. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
like,
How long did you have to think of an idea?
a while. But my brain was just like,
2
Yeah, this man had exactly.
Weeks.
So no, 2 weeks beforehand.
2 weeks.
We listed out exactly who was gonna, present what they wanted to talk about to the podcast, right? Colin had 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks' time, he came up with what?
bro. Okay, my original idea was to be original character oriented, right?
Yeah, we're not gonna count that because he didn't say that to the group. So continue.
But I didn't say it to the group because I was like, maybe they haven't been working on stuff.
We don't
I know
care
I
about caveats.
I haven't worked on my junk for a minute. You know what I'm
Finish the
saying?
cutaway.
We don't
So,
care
like,
about
yeah,
caveats.
that's why I didn't do it. But you know what I'm saying?
And then what?
And then I had a ton of other ideas, and then I was like, hold on, that doesn't sound nearly entertaining enough to be, you know what I'm saying, a podcast idea.
So we're here on general discussions. You know, that sounds like general studies in college.
Yeah.
That's wild.
When you put it like that, that sounds pretty ass.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like we don't know even.
Like, can we start with like? Usually, you want to start with like, what are we saying? Like, what? All right, what are we gonna talk about first?
Well, me personally, I want to get to know you, Danny.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay. What do you want
What?
to know?
Actually,
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. Bro.
Anyways,
Hey, this
no,
is,
because
you want them to
interview.
get you
No,
want them to get him to
no,
know
because
better.
listen, we already talked about the stuff we like. Dank was like, what's like your top 5
I was
Oh,
about to say,
favorite
hold on.
heroes?
yeah, I have. Okay, so you guys. Okay, I actually
series.
brought a list.
We could run him by. We could run him by the topics that we've done before. You know what I'm saying?
And my
update
takes.
him. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah. What is the trashest bending style?
saying? Yeah, go ahead.
Is this a good time to discuss this? I feel
Okay, hold on.
You said you want to know about him, so
We've
I'm
already
asking
been
his
over this
opinion.
stuff.
I'm asking
Yeah.
his opinion.
All right, my
We can
opinion.
make it real quick.
Which we haven't never
Yeah.
gotten before from this topic.
Before we even started the podcast, like I definitely gave my opinion. It was firebending. Fire. I don't know how in the world they took over the world. Like literally, I think it was like the Wakanda scenario, like in what was it called? In Wakanda, not Wakanda Forever, but Black Panther, where it was like there was no way that they're gonna get invaded. I'm sorry, not Wakanda. Literally Africa. The only reason why we lost, we had the most resources in the world, but we did not have the technology before the white people showed up, and that's what we lost.
They won because they was the strongest they was ever gonna be ever, and attacked the only niggas that could really rock with them, and then still didn't conquer the water niggas, and attacked the niggas that didn't have any water tribes, and then
attack monks.
Yep.
That don't.
yeah, they
believe in
attack.
violence.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
They fought back though.
No,
bro.
one nigga fought back,
They did
and he was
fight back.
different.
Yeah.
They were fighting.
cold.
They were fired.
They were defending themselves.
They weren't fighting back.
They weren't killing.
What's the difference in defending?
First of
yourself
all,
and fighting
I
back?
don't even know that they defended themselves. I know Gyatso
No,
did.
I remember seeing scenes where like they were like Fire Nation corpses on the ground.
Yeah, that was Gyatso.
Just him though?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a
One man, one army.
real one.
Oh.
Sorry. Continue.
Don't worry.
You can go to the rest of your takes. I just wanted to.
Oh yeah, no, don't
sorry
worry.
about
Like takes for
Give
so like
us-
what else do you want
Give
to?
us two hot takes that you would say is like, whoa, type. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa. I feel like my takes are usually pretty reasonable,
Vanilla.
but we'll try this. Just anything geek culture,
Like anything fiction.
anything fiction. Slug Terror is extremely underrated as a TV show, and Max Steel. The animation style in general, super underrated style and super underrated storytelling. It was really original, and the world building was amazing. And then I guess my other take, a lot of people on the campus know that I love Green Lantern, but even more than that, as for like what I guess people would consider a hot take, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan specifically, and Kyle Rayner, are absolute powerhouses, and they're underutilized, and they never get enough time to show that.
That's like 90% of the Justice League.
Yeah,
But
but I think it's more criminally underrated with the terrible flop of the movie, the one movie he had.
Yeah.
Was that the one with Ryan Reynolds?
Yes, yes,
Brightest day. Sorry.
Shame.
yeah. Their whole
Sinestro
oath, which
was
was supposed to be really cold, got turned into the quickest joke ever in
I ain't gonna lie, that
2010.
Sinestro was decent though. I like the cast.
I actually like this. Like, you want to know? Actually, here's actually probably maybe a hot take. My problem wasn't Ryan Reynolds; it was the story itself. It was like literally Parallax. How in the freaking world? And Hector Hammond. I actually like that they used Hector Hammond. That was a deep comic pull. And I kind of like how they used him, but he was a bit weird at some points. But it wasn't he wasn't even my biggest issue. It was Parallax itself. Parallax is the literal entity of fear, dog. So if you kill Parallax, you don't get Sinestro. And plus, you can't kill Parallax. He is literally just, if there is an emotion in the universe in general, he exists. You don't kill him. You can throw, like the Guardians threw him in the Lantern battery. That's why Green Lanterns were weak to the color yellow, or at least how Jeff Johns like paired that up before, because back then it was literally just, oh yeah, they're weak to the color yellow, and that's it.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, and it was
Throw paint at that nigga.
crazy. You throw a freaking,
Crayon at him.
he's gone. Crayon, you throw a blonde at him. He's
Oh wait, you're
he's done.
legit. Like he's actually.
he was.
Yes.
They back then they were actually significantly weak to the color yellow. I remember Batman painted like a whole room yellow.
Yeah.
That's one of his, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that time, like, what was it? Lex Luthor had like a room of all Superman's weaknesses.
Yes.
And then Superman was like, heck no. And then he just lifted it up, and then he literally just threw the room away. Like, honestly, I love when, like, superheroes recognize common sense. Like, those are the most hilarious, like, when fiction recognizes that, all right, it's time to just stop being ridiculous and over the top and just use common sense.
Straightforward.
That's just straightforward, like, destroy the villain here. It's usually like when they like see the villain for like the 50th time and then they get tired of him and they're going to another villain that's like kind of new. Like maybe Spider-Man, like maybe he's fighting Green Goblin or Hobgoblin or something like that, and he's trying to fight Mr. Negative for the first time in an issue, and then he just goes, all right, Green Goblin. Webs him up, throws him in a building, it says, cops go get him, and then he just goes. Like more experienced stuff. That's the kind of stuff I like. I like heroes with not just tenacity, but you'll notice with me, like superheroes, you want to hear my top 5?
Who's your top 5?
Well,
in DC?
Wait. So
in DC, I have them all separate.
Hold on. So if Green Lantern's your number 1, right?
Yeah, Hal Jordan.
Who's number 2?
Number 2. All right.
What?
No, don't worry. My number 2 is Y'all ready?
DC superheroes or
Yeah, I have them all separated because I love all the franchises equally, and they all have their unique.
Pick a side. You sound like him. He's a Batman / Superman fan.
I keep telling him I'll swing both ways, but I'm
Hey, yo! You telling him as in Nate? Not me.
It doesn't matter if he's telling me it applies to you.
Golly. Okay. Well, anyways,
golly indeed.
As far as DC goes, my top 5 in order is number 1, Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Number 2, Shazam. These are also I should also say these are based off my enjoyability of the characters, how much I like the characters. So obviously bias. Number 3, Blue Beetle. Number 4, Firestorm, and number 5, Kyle Rayner. Because he literally made Gundam in a random issue, and it stole my heart. So, yeah.
Wait, he made what?
He made a Gundam construct to defeat a villain, and it was crazy awesome, super
that's
intricate.
fire.
Yeah. Those are just the DC one. Those are just like my for sure cemented top 5. As for the rest, I like characters like The Question. I like Nightwing's really cool, but not like for a while the girls thirst over him. Like he's genuinely a cold dude. He's a dog. I like whether you find him annoying or not. Booster Gold. And by the way, just so you know, as for like Guy Gardner fans, something you should know is that you either love him or you hate him, because in the comics he's a dog. He literally rolled up. You guys know Atrocitus?
Yes.
Yeah. Bro took his not only did he take his like ring, he took his core, bro. Like he ruled the Red Lantern Corps for a hot minute. And they threw this man to something called the Fear Corps, or like the Fear Machine, where it was literally all about like torturing lanterns to get fear out of them, so that way they could like power their own fear battery. They got nothing out of this man. Not only did they get nothing out of this man's, obviously torturing him and all that, but he just had the coldest one-liners of all time, while just speaking to him. And he was completely unfazed the entire time. Everybody else though couldn't say the same.
So what's your favorite ring?
My favorite ring?
Yeah.
A lot of the rings have their own special, unique, hidden abilities. So with that in mind, it is going to be the White Lantern ring. I know it's basic, but for the like, you can't. It's like saying, oh, who if you had an alien that you could completely control on the Omnitrix, who are you taking? Everybody's gonna say Alien X, or at least a lot of people would. But if we're disregarding like the White Lantern ring, the Black Lantern ring, and the Ultraviolet ring, then I'm going to say 100%.
What does the White Lantern ring do?
The White Lantern ring, you basically become Space Jesus. You can bring people back from the dead. You can create life. You can like, I'm not saying you like mess with molecules, but you're close to that.
Okay, wait. So to my understanding, each
person that has that ring.
Hold on. Each ring has like a certain emotion attached to it, right?
Yeah.
And when the person that wears the ring masters that emotion,
they have to feel that emotion intensely all the time to create one construct.
Okay, so what is the white one then?
Life. And it's weird because how they told it was like it was like a philosophical one too.
Yeah.
What was happening was while the ring battery was trying to charge up, it needed to like get the emotion of life.
Yeah.
And so what it did was they went through a couple like pocket stories of like they brought back dead characters at the time, because this was I believe 2011, 2013, something like that, during the Blackest Night series.
I was about to mention that.
And the Blackest Night series is what got me into Green Lantern heavy, because it was like a kind of like a soft reboot for the DCU or DC comic universe at the time.
Yeah.
And they brought back Aquaman, I don't know Firestorm, but they brought back a couple characters that were dead, and they let them relive their lives and finish up, old things that they wanted to hash out for the sake of charging the life battery.
Yeah.
So they brought them back to life to live their life, to use that life emotion-esque thing, to bring energy to the core. And it was not weird, but it was actually really nice kind of way they worded it.
So if that's like your top 5 for
is.
DC, right?
Green Lantern and Hal Jordan, my top 5 superhero.
So what about for Marvel?
Marvel, also different. That was a bit more basic, I guess. Number 1 is Miles Morales. Number 2. All right. I'm already getting some looks.
Go ahead.
What, bro?
Yeah. All right. Number 2. Spider-Man. Peter Parker, of course.
Which
yeah.
one?
Peter Parker.
No, sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
six-
do you have like a favorite Peter Parker?
What is that supposed to mean?
You're talking about.
So I guess like as far
Like
as
a favorite storyline?
Yeah, as far as movies go for me.
Oh, movies. Okay,
Yeah.
my favorite Spider-Man from the movies.
Yeah.
People pick Tobey Maguire for nostalgia. People pick Andrew Garfield because now they're writing him because I guess for some reason.
Writing him. Everybody hated those movies.
And they switched up so fast. They switched up. Can we talk about
So
that?
angry. No, we can definitely tangent.
That's I find that disgusting. You hate a character, hate it. That's why I'm like a.
He did good.
I was the biggest Andrew Garfield fan, not because of his Peter Parker, but because of how he actually like had quips and he actually had like
His
shit
Spider-Man
talk.
was amazing.
When he was Spider-Man, he was like, you know what I'm saying,
Especially
dogging
when he
people.
fought Electro, bro.
And
That was one of the cooler scenes that I've ever seen. And if anything, I think that's like one of Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. One of the best visual movie for Spider-Man, outside of obviously the what's it called, Far From Home and No Way Home. Because obviously Marvel's like a VFX powerhouse before phase
And
late
Into the
phase
Spider-Verse.
4.
And into the Spider-Verse.
That's probably
Yeah, and and I feel like I count Into the Spider-Verse in a different category because it's
Yeah.
like animated. Because right now we're talking like live action,
Yeah.
kind of that thing. But my favorite one out of the 3, just Tom Holland.
Do a ranking.
A ranking? Oh, a ranking. I don't like ranking them because I know what they're good for. I know.
Go ahead and rank
I know. Okay. Okay.
ranking but no, you're gonna rank.
Okay. I'm gonna rank. Okay.
You
Dang.
it doesn't matter.
Y'all are gonna be.
It doesn't matter what order you put them in. We're all gonna look at.
You're gonna look at me funny. Yeah.
But go ahead and rank them.
All right. Number.
If Andrew Garfield is number 1, I got
No, heck no.
That's all. That was my only thing.
Okay. You want me to start at number 1 or number 3? Which one's more?
Number one.
All right. Number 1.
Tom Holland had a. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, bro.
He don't.
He's fired up.
He don't watch Spider-Man for real.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Number 1.
Which one?
I don't know why. I guess I have to.
Wait, which one's Tobey Maguire?
Spider
movie?
All right. This may be a hot take, but
I can't ask.
Sam Raimi.
Go ahead, Brad. No,
Spider-Man 3 was my favorite.
what part of Spider-Man 3?
Yeah. I have to read. And then I didn't know that movie got hate. I didn't know that movie got hate till last year. I genuinely did not.
Was that the?
I did not know it got hate.
Man and Venom?
Yes.
Yes.
Sandman, bro.
Yes, and Goblin.
That was fire. Oh, the new Goblin.
Yes.
The Goblin.
I think mainly because it wasn't. I don't think it was as much because of Spider-Man. It was because of how much I loved Venom at the time.
Yeah.
So it's probably super biased. But as far as like story goes, obviously the first one no, I'm sorry. Which one had Dr. Octopus?
Second.
That was the
Doc
second
Ock.
one. The second
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry. Doc Ock.
Second one was clean.
I'm sorry. The power of this. Power of the sun.
The power
In the
of
palm
the
of my hand. Well, I'm so glad they referenced that, bro.
Hello, Peter.
But yeah, Tom Holland's is a close second. I'm not gonna lie. Tom Holland's.
Oh yeah, there's another way to
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Tom Holland's a close second. So and then obviously Andrew Garfield is last.
So
You
question.
need my list?
What's your list?
It's not.
Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, free Tobey Maguire.
Explain yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to.
Explain yourself. Okay.
Ethan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't just say that.
Obviously, I love Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, right?
No, that's not obvious.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
so
you
not-
literally
it really
just
is-
you literally just said free
I just-
Tobey Maguire.
Nah, but obviously, not obviously. Okay, I think that as far as Marvel movies go, Tom Holland has basically gotten like he's like it's like
He's the yin and yang.
no, well, he is the yin and yang, but like saying Tom Holland is the best is kind of like biased because he didn't have, or it's because Toby and Andrew didn't really have the backup that he had.
That has nothing to do with Tom.
Nah,
No, I'm saying
I feel like
that's
that should.
nothing to do.
I don't. like when I chose like my favorites, like I don't know, I don't want to say like my premises for choosing were better than yours,
But that's exactly what it was.
low key, because I was choosing.
era.
I usually choose like obviously, yeah. I had a lot of bias for like the third movie because I really loved it and Venom. But genuinely, I thought the stories were really not only really well told.
Are we talking about the stories?
No. Like,
Talk about
but the way they
Spider-Man.
talked about like Spider-Man as a whole, because like that was like Stan Lee's like first like time on the produce. Like, did they let him help produce, or was he just there for like the cameo?
Pretty sure they let.
Because I think there was they let him help produce something. I don't know if it was in the trilogy, but it was something. But even then, I don't even know for sure. It wasn't even because of that. It was literally just I genuinely just like how Spider-Man was portrayed, and genuinely I like their Peter Parker.
But
I know. For me, I think Tobey Maguire is my favorite because I personally like his Peter Parker.
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
Peter
most
Parker.
I feel like everybody should like
feel like-
at least admit that he had that.
Andrew Garfield can't be Peter Parker. He's too attractive.
Thank you. That's what I told people, and they got mad at me. They got mad at me for saying that.
He's
like
too
Tobey
cool,
Maguire,
bro. You
he's
can't
too
bully him.
Tobey Maguire is a skater boy.
Wait.
Why do you look cooler than the bully? That made no sense.
Look. He didn't even get bullied. He stopped the bully from bullying somebody else.
And then he got clout. He literally had clout. So
Don't nobody like
that's
Peter
the worst
Parker.
Peter Parker I've ever seen.
Gwen was crawling in that man's arms, bro.
Yep.
What?
They was doing the weird. Come on now.
Dropping your phone.
Nah, I'm gonna blame you because they can't see. Look, they were do. He got the girl so easy because he's a dog. He's
While freaking Tobey Maguire though, he could not keep MJ down for.
Hey, that
MJ was for these
was
streets.
dirty.
Hear me now. That MJ was probably I don't want to say the worst MJ, but she was for the streets. She was for the streets.
Honest.
Every other scene she was with Harry, bro. Every other
Harry, do you want to
scene
study?
she was with Harry,
Harry, do you want to study later? This is Spider-Man we're talking about, bro.
bro.
Like,
I thought it was gonna get better as the trilogy went on, but it did not.
nah.
It did not.
No. She went to go see.
She was
see for real.
Oh,
She should have got the treatment that Gwen did. For real.
I don't need it. All right, y'all mind if I switch up?
Hey,
Y'all mind if I switch
she
up on y'all?
almost did when Venom pulled up.
Yeah.
She almost did.
Yo, y'all mind if I switch up on y'all real quick? As far as like heroes go,
Go ahead.
I just want to say something. I've been watching Iron Man Adventures lately, and
Wait, Armored Adventures?
yeah, Armored Adventures, Iron Man Armored.
Fire.
Dude, when I tell you, I think as a whole, like real Marvel fans, everybody's saying, "Oh, you need to watch the MCU in this order." I think what we should do is go back what they were putting out, like for I think what's it called before Avengers Assemble, because before that was like I don't want to say prime Marvel, but I think that was like Bronze Age Marvel. And they put out a lot of decent stuff
I'm talking about like the series.
before like rights and
Are you talking about Phase 1?
no, not phase one. Like before the MCU started, everything that they put out before that. I feel like that was when if you watch the stuff before that, I feel like I consider you a real
Like
Marvel fan.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
What the
Yeah.
animated series on
Or like
Yeah, animated
Spider-Man, the
stuff.
animated series.
Yeah.
Yes, and I feel like a lot of people watch the Spider-Man series, but I'm talking about like things like what me and Nathan were talking about earlier. We were talking about like the Hulk animated movie where they literally had no plot other than to
Fighting
just
Wolverine and fighting Thor.
Wolverine, Thor, and was it someone else or was it just those two?
It was. I think it was those two. Like, why are you in Asgard?
Like but stuff like that I feel like was just I don't know I genuinely liked it a lot
Do
more.
you count the old Fox movies?
I as like being a real Marvel fan or something?
Yeah, like that's X-Men.
Yeah, no, I feel like that, especially the first two, Days of Future Past and I'm sorry, not Days of Future Past, First Class.
No. I'm talking about the old.
Oh yes,
Like X-Men.
Yes.
X-Men. What was it? 2 and then X2 and then it was like
Yeah.
X-Men. Last Stand.
was there like a
Those.
origin?
Yeah.
some-
X-Men Origin.
something.
Wolverine's Origin.
Yeah, no, those were good.
Those are decent.
Those were really good.
X2 probably wasn't.
What was
No,
it?
X2 was.
one
Last
was the
Stand
one that
was
Deadpool was
wild,
in?
weird. That was Origins.
That was Origins, yeah.
All right, so wait, Spider-Man's your number 2. No, you said.
Oh yeah.
Miles
For my
Morales
favorite.
number 1, number 2.
For my favorite
Peter
hero.
Parker, number 3.
You did this.
Yeah, my favorites, I'm not gonna lie, are not as solidified on the Marvel side of things, but I definitely know what characters I love. In fact, I kind of like I was already expressed earlier, like Venom is characters like that, more like anti-heroes. But like purely heroes, like 100% heroes.
I mean, like me, any character.
Number 3 is gonna be
I didn't hear you.
Number 3, right now, he moved up a lot more lately. Not just because of the show,
bet
but
not.
I was reading some of the comics.
Bet not.
Oh, sorry.
The one you was being disrespectful about earlier?
No.
Okay, who is it?
Moon Knight.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, never
You
mind.
compared it to Batman. Don't do that.
I'm sorry, bro. Moon
We
Knight.
have to make a comparison.
Moon Knight. I don't think he's number 3, but he's I think I would definitely consider him in my top 5 right now. Number 4. Black Panther and Storm Sun. Missouri. Cold.
Hey, from the Heroes of Next Generation or Next
Yes.
Heroes.
I was like, yo, before everybody hopped on Miles,
Azar.
that was Azuri was my dude.
Yeah.
And then what was number 5? Easily Nova. Nova is
Wait, I need
to read.
Sam Alexander.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I have to make that clear. I forgot I have to make that clear. I am a straight male. But
Oh wow.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
But yeah, Nova, Sam Alexander, and like especially I love that they got Miss Marvel, Miles, and Nova in the group. That is a really solid group in my opinion. I love their dynamic, and then also just the Young Avengers in general. But yeah, there's outside of like selective heroes. The reason why it's not my list isn't so solid is because I like groups. And I can tell you which groups I like over the others. So like, yes, I love the X-Men very much. The Avengers, not as much as the X-Men, but definitely up there. And yeah, stuff like that.
You telling me stop hitting the table.
Yeah. My bad.
What's your top 5 anime?
Oh, my top 5 or his top 5?
No.
You're a top five.
Oh, my top 5?
I have no.
Okay. I don't know if I don't reveal this on a podcast.
No, you got
Do it.
And what are the?
I'm not
in
going
what
home.
other setting?
I'm not going home until you.
Okay.
reveal it, actually.
All right. Well, I'll say this then. I had like a number
prefaces,
1.
No prefaces. No
I have my number 1, which is One Punch Man, because and now let me explain why. It's not like, oh, I think the story's amazing, or the Goro freaking cold, brother. Cold. He's the dog. He took down what they called AS class. He made them look like AS.
He got beat up by a dog.
Bro. I felt when they were wrong for comboing him like that, bro. They literally said,
No.
it was
I'm
like
talking about the dog.
Oh,
He got beat up by that.
Yeah, no, that was. I'm not gonna lie, that was still high-key funny though. It was disrespectful.
No, but they comboed
I-
the mess out of him.
Yeah.
Bang and
Yeah, they said some. It just looked like Shifu and Oogway like teaming up on freaking
Yes, Tai
Long. And it was not good. It was like how the movie should have gone. It was like, oh, Tai Long stepping out of line, Shifu, don't hesitate, bing, 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 and then they just start chopping at this man's. But yeah, my One Punch Man is number 1, mainly because before I even got into anime, it was like middle school. My best friend was telling me, "Hey, yo, you should get into anime." And it's not like I was one of those people who are like, "Anime is weird." I already love animation. I was already like on my way there, but I just never stepped into it because I usually like doing things on my own.
So One Punch Man, that was like your.
But it was like I love superheroes, right? And so when Marvel would stop putting out stuff, like because they were focusing on quality back then, they basically
Back then, that's crazy.
so what they were when they had those long breaks like months in between, like I wanted to watch something, and there was not a lot of superhero good content out there. And so when I found One Punch Man, I was like, yo, this is crazy, and it's animated like the shows I watch already. And after that, it was kind of raps. So I've been in anime addict for a couple years
what's
now.
number 2?
Oh, number 2, Darling in the Franxx.
No, get out of here. You gotta go.
And I would never admit it in any other setting.
Wait.
I would never admit it in any other setting.
Stop.
And the fact that I'm saying this right now tells you all a lot.
The 0-2?
Hold on a minute.
The 0-2
With no
out of
hesitation.
5 anime?
Hold on a minute.
I'm standing my ground on this. I
Hold
don't
on a
care.
minute. He said his number 2 favorite anime of all time is Darling in the Franxx.
I've seen a lot of anime in my time.
Now,
a lot.
Now listen.
That's
including what people call the greats.
I have to ask you this question because I saw it right, and at first I was like, "Oh snap, no cap, it's kind of good, and then I saw the last 2 episodes.
Cheese.
Can you explain that? Can you explain the last two episodes to me?
Those last 2 episodes.
Because it was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. Like quick. It got out of hand quick, bro.
It was really
The giant ship was a chick.
yeah. I mean, like
an
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how you didn't see that coming. I don't know how you didn't see that coming because like all of the other robot mechanisms were chicks, bro.
I feel like it just got out of hand. It was that point where it was like,
I guess.
Like, this is
but
aesthetically pleasing, but it don't make sense.
I think mainly because out of all the animes I watched, like that one, I don't know, maybe it was the way I binged it, maybe it was the way I just got into it, but it was like one of the most like sincerely touching stories that got me.
Stop. I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
Have you seen Gurren Lagann?
Gurren Lagann?
Okay.
I haven't seen that one.
So everything you love about Darling in the Franxx is Gurren Lagann, but in a less confusing nature.
Bet.
It's like a lot less confusing, a lot more.
Don't let him talk about your second favorite nigga.
Bro,
This ain't even
but
about-
I will.
This ain't even about
Yeah.
Bro,
Number
You
3
need to watch Gurren Lagann.
Thank you.
is all right.
Go ahead.
I don't think I've really like listed beyond those two. I can definitely say the ones I like, but it's probably gonna take me a while to like order 3 through 5. I know one of them is Attack on Titan. Sorry for being basic. One of the other ones is Fruits of Digressia.
What's that about? I haven't seen that.
It's basically about a high school guy who can't go to normal high school because he's secretly a sniper. And yeah, there are 4 other girls in the school, or 5 other girls in the school, who all go to school for very specific reasons because they can't go up to other schools as well. And they're not snipers either. They're like normal girls that have suffered like really crazy experiences. Yeah. And so basically the anime goes through like, you know, he goes to school and the first thing he says is like, oh yeah, I can't really go to school because I'm finally having somewhat of a normal life. And then the person that walks in, he's like, yeah, bro, you already know this is not a normal school. You're not a normal dude, so this is not a normal school. And they get in a situation, they build up the story over time. Like he tries to build a relationship with the girls, not like, you know, like harem, but more like just like getting to know them. And they talk about like why they're there, and it's just really crazy. Like I remember like one of the worst ones was a girl, like it was like a 3-episode thing telling the story about how a girl got in like a bus accident, and they all like with her whole class trip, and while they were all stranded, like the teacher was going crazy. Like after a couple days, like I'm pretty sure somebody got raped, or like somebody was like doing stuff, and then it got really dark really fast. And I was like, whoa.
I'm like waiting for you to list the reason why it's your number 3 though.
Why is
He just said
He said what, Nate?
that he
What was the
is going to
positive?
take a minute to list from 3 through 5, but he's going to tell you the ones he likes.
Yeah.
Were you not
But
listening?
why does he like them? That's what we were trying to figure
yeah,
out.
why I
But
like
that's not what he said.
Why does he like? Why do you?
That's exactly what I said actually.
You said why it's number 3 now, why he liked it. He's telling you why he liked it.
All right, you know what?
Just listen to him.
I just genuinely like how
Off the walls it was.
how off the walls it was. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
should
But
watch
also like obviously at the end, like he pulls off some crazy snipe, better than FaZe Gabby, and
You're childish. Man.
Hey,
I'm
no
sorry.
way.
I'm sorry. And it was just really epic. I don't know if you like see High School of the Dead. That's not one of them. I'm just saying like there was like a famous snipe where like he like puts the sniper on the thing.
Oh, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like everybody's seen that GIF before at some point.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there was like a TikTok audio or like, you're like, let go, girl, go. It was something like that. And it was like her like pushing her friend into like the horde of zombies because like
Yes.
she was trying to get saved because she got bit. And once you get bit, it's over. So she was like, nah, bro, screw you, bro. The second she saw her get bit, she turned so fast.
You should watch Chainsaw Man.
I already have one of my I don't want to say one of my favorites. It's like top 50, but not.
Top 50 is insane.
Not. I'm so sorry.
It's insane.
No, I've watched, like I said, I watched a lot of anime, but not a lot of stuff that people would know. So like when I say stuff like Fruits of Digressia, it's like people are like,
What the hell?
what the heck?
But what's your
And I guess the other 2 that are my favorite, or the other one, Torikawa.
I don't know what that is.
It is super wholesome. I'm sorry.
No, I'm playing with it.
It's a super wholesome story about like there's like regular romance anime or whatever, but this one, the reason why it caught my attention was because one, they're not in high school, thank God. Two, it was about a kid, because at the time I was still an engineering major. He wanted to go to NASA. And so that's why I was interested in it, because he was smart. And speaking of, Class of the Elite is in my top 10. Even though I haven't even finished it. Yeah.
That's respectable. Have you seen season 2?
I'm still watching it. That's why it's getting really good for me. Yeah. But anyways, what's it called? He gets the first episode. He gets hit by a truck, and surprisingly, Truck Kun doesn't send to an isekai realm. He literally just is laying bleeding on the floor. Speaking of, I finished ReZero lately.
That's unfortunate.
That was amazing.
You finished what?
ReZero and the movies, or the long whatever you want to call them.
ReZero's in what?
It's not in my top.
But it's up there.
I think it's no, not
What's
top 10.
the
It's
problem,
top
bro?
25.
Oh,
It's
Bleach is Bleach. There it is. That's my other one. If I had to rank between
I just didn't hear what he said. I just heard ReZero something, and I was like,
no, so I guess if I had to attempt to do my top 5 animes right now, One Punch Man is staying at number 1. Darling in the Franxx is right there, neck and neck.
insane.
The fact that it's in your list is still boggling my mind.
I don't care about what people say.
Insane.
I literally
Insane.
I've had to not care for years. Ever since Green Lantern was my favorite superhero. Cool. I start taking hate
Green
from day
Lantern's
one.
not
No, Greenland, that's cool. I can understand.
People in college think that.
Green
But it's
Lantern's
the-
People at the when you say that at the Thanksgiving table, you get flamed. You get flamed.
It's not
you
like
wasn't
ridiculous,
there.
but it's definitely flame. I could see it.
You weren't there. Every time I go, okay, my best friends, who some of them actually read comics, by the way, will genuinely bring up every time Green Lantern gets absolutely dogged on because the writers hate him. They absolutely hate him.
His will ain't strong enough, nigga. That's his problem.
They gave him what I call Johnny Cage syndrome, which is anytime he's in a live action or animated adaptation, they make him over arrogant than what he can be. It's what Boruto did. They didn't have enough source material, or the writers didn't read enough of the source material, so they just extended his one annoying trait, and they didn't really fix it, and they didn't really catch on the drift, and they thought that was his actual personality. So it was an identity crisis until they realized, oh wow, let's make this Jon Stewart movie because people are getting tired of Hal Jordan, how we don't actually write the character, and because people already like Jon Stewart, he's black. They don't want to mess him up. So in this story, what I think one of my most favorite Green Lantern projects of all time is probably one of that movie, because it is the only one of the only projects that Green Lantern is an experienced veteran. In fact, I don't care. I don't know if you care for spoilers, but they use him to be a host for Parallax, in one of his Emerald Knight series.
Oh yeah, I know what you movie. Yeah, that was a dope movie.
That was incredible. I absolutely love that, and I love the twist. And usually they followed the same comic storyline as they did when they originally tried to get rid of Hal Jordan when they first started introducing Jon Stewart. But away from heroes, back to anime. If I had to list my top 5 outside of number 1, number 2, number 3, because the other 3 through 5, AOT, Bleach, and Frusta Garicia. AOT is number 3, Bleach is number 4, and number 5 is Frusta Garicia.
That's solid, bro.
Have you finished? Not finished. Well, I can say better. Have you finished AOT?
Oh yeah,
The entire. It's in its
the entire thing.
Manga.
Okay, cool.
is.
Oh no, I'm sorry, not the manga. No.
But
So yeah, that's I meant
No.
the manga. The entire story.
Yeah, no.
Okay, that's fair.
So the last topic I guess we should bring up is your top 5 villains, which is what we did last week. And you know what I'm saying, villains. Villains in all fiction. Yeah.
All right, so Star Wars fan in me really wants to say Vader, but it's not Vader.
This nigga thought you was gonna say Sidious. You thought you had a friend.
Right?
It's so I think this is really hard for me because I have a lot of core villains that I just really like
You don't have to
from
put
each.
it in a top 5.
All right,
Just
Venom.
5 of them.
Just
Yeah,
name 5.
Venom, Vader. What's it called? What's his name?
So is Darth Maul.
Deathstroke. What's his name?
Slade, nigga.
What is his name? He's so cold.
The dopey beat as a kid.
It's not Thanos. It's Kang. No, not Kang. No. No, every time he shows up, it's just bad.
That's a lot of.
It's in
Who's he fight?
He's a Marvel character.
Who does he fight with?
Where he's a Marvel villain.
You're not talking about Doom.
Who does he fight with?
Doom.
That's what I was saying.
what you just
That's what I
said.
said.
Yeah,
I said Doom.
I said Doom.
I didn't know.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah, Doom.
Yes, for sure.
Doom is
Doom
back.
has no lead.
And Magneto. I'm pretty sure I basically just picked like the goats of villain fiction, but I'm not saying I'm obligated to, but golly, how could I not? Like those, all of them, every single one on that list
Nefarious.
has the definition of nefarious, my dudes. And each in their own perspectives. Like Doctor Doom has that class kind of thing where he's a villain with class. Magneto has that class as well, but he's more like he's doing it for like the people, his people. You know, even sometimes it's kind of stupid. But
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm sorry. They make it sound kind of stupid sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway,
These niggas are hunted every issue of every.
yeah. No. I know he's got a point, but I'm sorry. Like the way he words it sometimes make it sound stupid. Like what I mean is he'll be like it's like a grandpa like pointing to the TV and saying, "Look, there it is, evil." Let me make him look.
What was that?
Mermaid Man from SpongeBob. Oh, speaking of, do you want to
Yeah.
see my controversial cartoon list? Because I love cartoons almost as much as I love anime.
Villains first.
Villains first. If I had to try to rank them, because I already said the 5.
Doing the villains last.
Yeah, this is
Oh, my bad.
it's
Yeah,
my
sorry.
villains first.
It is
Villains
getting late.
last.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's getting late.
We love you. Villains last.
Yeah. I guess if I was to rank the villains 1 to 5, I didn't include. Did I? I included Venom, right? Yeah. I know it's like anti-air is now, but I'm just saying villain. Venom number 1. Vader number 2. No, I'm sorry. Not Vader number 2. Venom's number 3. Doctor Doom's number 2. Magneto is number 5. And Slade is number 4.
Slade.
I respect it.
And the reason why it's Slade is I'm just gonna give a shout out to my boy Joel, my best friend in middle school. He was obsessed with Teen Titans, and I didn't understand why until he like opened up, the DC Bible and just said, "Here you go."
Where's the love for the anime characters?
Like what do you mean? Where's the love for my anime
I'm
characters?
saying like in the villains list, like you didn't include any nefarious anime characters.
Have to.
No, I'm not saying he has to, but I'm just asking. You know what I'm saying? Like
If I had to put one in
you don't
there,
have to. I'm just saying like if we're
Kenpachi.
if we're
He not a villain, but he low-key should be.
You know what I'm saying? Like we could go down the
Kenpachi.
list of Kenpachi. As in,
He's not a villain, but he should.
He should be.
Villainous.
Like, they literally only have him on their side because they don't want him on the other one.
That too.
That I love characters like that, where they're just like, I know his methods are terrible,
Kind of
but
like Captain
if
Yami.
we have to fight him, we're gonna lose.
Kind of like Captain Yami.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think you should be on our side because
But
I don't feel like having to.
All right. What about a villain by the book in anime? I guess by the
Madara.
no. That's a good one, but no. It's what's his name?
Blackbeard.
No, I'm trying to think. The guy from Dr. Stone.
Ooh,
He was
talking about the buff dude?
cold.
Nigga that punched it like.
Bro was willing
I
to.
don't remember what his name was.
I'm
Like he was a dog.
He literally killed the MC within like 8 episodes. Technically, he came back, but he died. He definitely died.
One, two.
And bro, he didn't have to. He said, "You already know I can kill you in 1 strike," and he was right. That's exactly what he did.
In the entire anime.
The only reason, who? How did I forget this man? Baki's dad. Oh, jeez.
Yujiro Hanma.
Yo, that brother is the demon. He is a demon.
Black Air Force is like undermining.
Oh my
he's
gosh.
the nefarious.
Do you guys know who CJ DeChamp is?
No.
He has some. Okay, I would recommend to all you guys watch CJ DeChamp. He has something called the Black Air Force list, or the
Yeah,
round table of the
I know
Black
what
Air
you're talking
Force.
about, yeah.
He has the likes of Madara, Omni-Man, the Lion.
Man, it's got to be up there too.
The Lion from Invincible. Characters like I don't know if Light's in there,
Battle Beast, yeah.
but Code Geass or what is it? Lelouch. I never know how to pronounce his name.
Cole.
Sorry. And Kenpachi's in there. That's why all these villains. And I'm talking about specifically from animated
Kid
stuff
Buu.
are in there.
Any Boo. For real.
Yeah, and Boo,
Any
dude,
for real.
Boo is. I never knew that bro was ungodly for going to heaven to mess with the ops. He said, "Where is Goku and Vegeta?" And he rolled up to heaven. How do you even find that place? How do you? You have to die to go
I
there.
don't understand about Dragon Ball. How is Kami's place just like a thing? Like,
Yeah.
It's
how does that work?
But like as a concept.
like as a location.
Yeah, as a, like I'm not gonna lie, as a concept, someone going to heaven and then blowing up heaven or almost blowing up heaven. Exactly. Or threatening to, and having the ability to destroy heaven at will, and just to find two people just to scrap. You don't think that's some D1 Air Force behavior?
No, that's another
Bro.
I don't understand about Dragon Ball. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I've like considered watching Dragon Ball a ton of times, but like the idea of Goku dying and them just being like, oh, so he'd be like in like a week.
I only want to watch Dragon Ball so I can see this happen.
Oh, Yamcha.
Oh, you're disrespectful.
Yamcha.
Wait, can you describe what you just did?
There's like a famous meme in like Dragon Ball Z where like it's where dude is laying on the ground lifeless. I don't even remember what his name was.
Yamcha.
What's his name?
Yamcha.
Yamcha. Bro gets done dirty in the anime every time he's on screen, and that was one of the worst times ever. Along with Sasuke getting like choked by his brother. So that was
B writing down lyrics as he's boxing him is facts.
What was there? Oh, by the way, CJ the Champ also has a series called The Most Disrespectful Moments in Anime History, which I also think you should watch. Anything by CJ the Champ, I think you should watch. But I'll just tell you right now, in that series, he covers like stuff like Ichigo's theme literally getting stopped by Aizen after he stops his blade. Stuff like what's it called? Oh, there was this whole series on like this Dio just being Dio.
You have watched JoJo's?
I haven't, but I might as well have with all the stuff I've seen.
I'm friendless.
Yeah.
He is as well.
Look at this guy.
This Squidward impression is insane.
Well, but do you guys want to hear my controversial?
No.
list?
No.
Okay, thank God.
You made me say it.
It's been a great. Prepare yourself. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
it's been a great talk.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a great welcoming. Prepare yourself. Daniel.
back, 'cause-
It's been a great talk.
Oh my gosh.
This has been a great welcoming of Daniel.
Back 'cause